morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are ready for a very, very interesting day. We have bank earnings this morning. I mean, we already got the bank earnings. Markets are not reacting positively, but I know that you guys know what is. We're going to be talking about that. We gotta go over this week as well. This is a very interesting week here. I was thinking about something a little bit yesterday, especially kind of in relation to kind of what we've been talking about in the mastermind and just how much you guys have been enjoying those types of concepts. I think I've got something for you guys. I have an idea. We're gonna wait for some more people to populate in here, and I'm gonna ask you guys to see if the idea that I have is something that you guys would enjoy, and then we're gonna kind of go from there. But I think this could be very interesting and pretty fun. But team, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me as well, I'd love to receive some good mornings. It's Friday. It's raining out here. The weather is terrible. It's actually pretty warm though, which is not bad. Terrible rain. I was outside this morning getting all dumped on by the rain. But again, as always, team, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button on the way in, helps out a whole lot in spreading these streams out to some more people. And it makes it a lot easier for you guys to come back here if you guys do enjoy these types of streams here. So let's see. Check Civi on the 15-minute. Yeah, we will. I mean, I never went for the Civi just because of those spreads. We got to talk about a couple of other things as well. Tor, good morning, man. Daily, Taylor, Donald, Thos, Starsky, Christopher, Michael, Wreck-It, Ralph, Chris, Rycack, Ewen, what's up, man? Let's see. 1v2, Romeo, Dr. Bob, good morning, everybody. Again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. But yeah, Civi, I would almost expect to have it to be looking kind of good, but I don't know. What's Civi doing? I don't see anything here on Civi. It's just kind of still chopping around in this range. You want to look at it on the 15-minute? It's not doing anything. Civi's not doing anything over here. Let's get Oxy back up here. So a couple of the trades I was trying this week, guys. Again, remember, you know what we were talking about in a lot of, we got some new faces in here. We got some familiar faces. I love to see it. So after last week with the absolutely insane ACB trade, the 1-16 risk to reward there, and kind of the start on this silver trade that we absolutely are just slaughtering right now. I mean, I wasn't really expecting to do a whole lot this week, but I did see a couple of opportunities that I really wanted to take advantage of with some shares. Now, albeit with a lot lower risk, the thing that I preach all the time, guys, is especially once you have those really, really big winners, that's not the time. That is not the time to start stepping up your risk. And I know that we were talking about kind of those percentages when you want to really get going in the mastermind with you guys, that 12% rule. But again, with market conditions, I mean, I wasn't really looking to take on a whole lot of risk. And that's fine because a couple of things that I grabbed this week were getting stopped out. One of them, Celsius. Another one, CYTK, a little bit of a baby paper cut on that one. But what do we have here this morning that we're going to be looking really, really good on? SLV coming to the rescue. I've held this thing. I mean, this is looking really good. Right now, I mean, I don't even know what this is sitting at in terms of risk to reward, about 1 to 14.5 risk to reward on this SLV trade. So this is looking really good. And I have options on this too. The market hasn't even opened yet, and that position is up about 311%. Now, we also talked a little earlier this week about Exxon, which is looking now really good in the pre-market here, and Oxy. So again, on CPI day, I was a little bit, again, this is kind of going back to that conversation we just had about risk. I ended up actually taking on a little bit more risk than I really wanted to on those initial ads to Oxy and Exxon. So as things started to chop around on CPI day, I just cut them and then repositioned a smaller position with a little bit more time on Exxon to still have that exposure to oil. The reason why, especially yesterday, I held this position is if you look at CL, and we have to do a really interesting rant today, guys, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. CL, this is oil, light crude oil futures on the daily. This looks nasty. Exxon obviously is an oil company. So if you're going to see overall oil looking pretty good and setting up, I'm fine with screwing around and letting some of these contracts ride, especially if they're essentially sized for zero anyway. Now, the other main reason why I'm very interested in things like silver, oil, also Tor is in here. Dude, I think I should take time to say this as well. Tor, that ticker that you sent me yesterday, I love that. Seeing you guys like this is my favorite thing. It's like I was not able to identify something, but you guys were. And I just like, it's just the best thing in the world to see you guys taking that education and being self-sufficient. It's awesome. But this is where this rant is coming from. And again, make sure that you guys are always coming to these streams because this is a good one. The market in general, and when I say the market, think big money institutions and large money players. You can see after um the last month, large money institutional investors have basically shown everybody that they think the Fed has lost and they cannot win this battle against inflation. And I almost agree with them at this point. So remember that tweet I put out? The Fed has two options. They can either cut rates in the face of rising inflation and then turbocharge the inflation back up anyway, which again would not be the smartest thing to do. And you can see that being reflected in a lot of the Fed watch tools and the overall expectations for rate cuts. Or there's a second option. They could do nothing, leave rates where they are, but then you run into the problem with the Treasury having to, or the United States government having to refinance about $7.6 trillion of debt throughout this year and kind of next year. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, they have to pay out $7.6 trillion to all of the bond holders. So all of you guys that were in the mastermind, we've been talking about this a lot. So $7.6 trillion needs to go out to the bond holders from the government. Now, the government is not just going to give up that $7.6 trillion. They're going to then sell more bonds out into the market to then get that $7.6 trillion back, or maybe even a little bit more, in order to finance their operations that the government needs. Okay? But think about the interest rates. Hey, SCV, just bought your day trade and swing trading courses. We'll make a start on them this weekend. Tom, welcome, buddy. Everybody give a nice warm welcome to Tom. That is absolutely amazing. Dude, you are going to learn a whole lot. Again, Tom, you have any questions on what we cover in there, do not hesitate to ask me. I am always around to answer. Now, think about the United States having to sell this debt. Basically, they need to generate revenue, and they give basically a term sheet, let's just say, to the people who are giving them the money. Think about the interest rates that we've seen over the last, let's say, 10, 15 years versus what they are now. They are higher. So then what happens? Well, the interest payments on the United States debt goes higher. How are they going to pay that? Well, most of the time, it's going to be from either two things. One, they sell more bonds, which is essentially what we're seeing, or they use tax revenues. But the tax revenues are used for a lot of other things too. Defense spending, Social Security, Medicare, all of the different entitlements. So what we're seeing is we're getting to that point where the tax revenues are not necessarily going to be able to pay for all of the not only interest expense, but all of the other kind of entitlements and other types of like fixed expenses the government has to pay every single year. So what do? Well, they're probably going to do what's called inflating the debt away, devaluing the currency, putting more dollars into circulation, and basically saying, yeah, we'll give you your money, but the dollar is going to be worth less. So what does that mean? Inflation. So in those both two scenarios, we inflate. And that's what big money is seeing. Now, if you're a large money institutional investor, you have to be a savvy investor. You need to put capital to work. You need to make sure your clients are generating returns. If you think that inflation is going to be that higher for longer metric that the Fed is talking about when they refer to rates, but in reality, it's probably going to be inflation, what do you buy? What do you buy? Well, logically, you would buy assets that benefit with inflation. What have we seen over the last month? Gold ripping, silver ripping, energy ripping. So you're seeing it in the market that large money is saying, yeah, the Fed is just screwed. They can't do anything. Like the Fed, okay, they raise rates. What happens? Well, they can't even really raise. Yeah, WTI is up big. Exxon's looking good. That's going to be a really good one. Silver's looking pretty phenomenal right here. ES is just getting hammered. But when you think about this, guys, all right, so even if Powell were to go full Volcker, think about this. you don't raise interest rates from 0 to 5.5% and expect a third of all of the dollars in circulation that was printed to basically get not wiped out of the system. But essentially, yeah, you want to limit those effects. They'd have to raise rates so much more in order to have that happen, and it would cause the greatest collapse since the Great Depression. They're not going to do it, especially in an election year. And big money knows that. So you see energy, gold, silver going nuts, which is why you've seen me over the last like 3 weeks here really hunting for those rotationary trades. One of those, again, was this silver trade right here that I'm probably going to be up. I'd say minimum 500% on the rest of those contracts there that I have. And it's also a reason why I'm fine with buying these Exxon contracts up in here. You're just following the money. Does this make sense to everybody? Like, is this making sense to all you guys that are doing this, that are kind of thinking about this here? Yes? Good. Good. But Tom, that is awesome, man. So again, for all of you guys sitting on the sidelines here too, all of my education there is 50% off the day trading mastery course and the Swing Kings course. I mean, those of you guys that were sharing all of the kind words about your experiences that you guys have had with them yesterday. Thank you guys. I know you guys are having some insane success with it. That's awesome, man. That is unbelievable. So again, you guys have all weekend. The Swing Kings watch list this weekend that I'm going to be sending you guys is going to be really dirty. So, I mean, you're not going to want to miss that one. Learning these skills is going to give you those skills that nobody can take away from you. And it's just unbelievable to see you guys having this much success. So again, that 50% off deal is there. There's some testimonials on the site. If you guys want to see some more, there's a bunch of them on my Instagram there. And again, if you guys want to share some of your experiences and what it's been like for you guys in those educational curriculums there, let me know. Say something in the live chat if you guys would like to. Stupid question. Is buying Exxon or Oxy better than buying XLE? Well, XLE is the energy ETF, so it's going to have all of those in it. And again, team, as you guys are filtering in here, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Helps out a whole lot with the algorithms. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have a good day here. Yeah, Celsius stopped on that one. That's fine. Whoa, here we go. Oxy. Fed watch tool. Have I checked it lately? I have not actually. Let's take a look. It was down sub 20% for June. How is it coming back up? How are they expecting more rate cuts now? That's ridiculous. 34% probability that we get 2 cuts by the end of the year. All right. All right, guys. Let's settle down. Silver looking amazing. These are going to look phenomenal at open. I also want to give a shout out here to Squirrel. Those of you guys that kind of saw our interview and know a little bit about Squirrel's story, Squirrel, dude, I'm so proud of you for those gains that you just made, man. I mean, I posted it, or I might. It's ridiculous, dude. Made what, $2,500 overnight there in the pre-market. That's amazing, man. That is absolutely phenomenal. What expiration date for the Oxy and Exxon options? Well, I actually don't have the Oxy. That was the one that I cut and didn't re-add. But the Exxons, I believe, are May. I believe those are the May expiration date. Yes, they are. So they're the May monthlies. So those are going to look pretty good at open here. The silvers are going to look pretty good. Exxon, I mean, is up $1.40 in the pre-market. This thing is above all the levels that we really need it to be in order to really get going here. So 126 is going to be that one of those key areas for me on Exxon. And I also don't think I'm going to be selling the silver. I know I said that I kind of was thinking about it at 2660, but with kind of where we're seeing these things develop and what's happening with gold and silver in the overall market, I don't know if I'm going to. I might just hold it. There's a lot of time to expiration. That's the May expiration date as well, I believe. Yeah, the silvers are for May. So those could go up easily 1,000%. Easily, if we get going there. Your expiration date is next week. Oh, you're going to have some fun this morning. Oh, you guys are going to have some fun this morning. Oh, my God. Oxy up. what? I mean, it's up 1% there, 82 cent. What's your strike? Oh, you guys are gonna have some fun, man. Yes, you're at, what is it, 2,424? Squirrel, that's amazing, man. Same thing with Wayne. I mean, I've seen, remember, we've been doing these streams for a while, and seeing your guys' growth over time and kind of how you guys view the market differently now than any time in the past has just been awesome to watch your guys' progress, man. And that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about, man. You guys having that success. I mean, seeing you guys, it's actually funny. Especially when especially with the day trading stuff. Like you guys come in, you hit one of them, and you're like, dude, I just made 2 grand. I'm like, yeah, you just like what? 5x the cost of it, more 6x. It's ridiculous. Even more, I think. That's awesome, man. But I do have something in mind that I want to do with you guys. And I think it would be very valuable. And I actually really enjoy doing it too. So we'll talk about that a little bit later today. It has to do with kind of some of the concepts that we've talked about in the mastermind, but making it not more accessible, but like making it so that some people can get a little taste of some of these concepts, you know? We don't really need Celsius on here anymore. How about yesterday's call out? The short? Which one? Prelim U Michigan. Yeah, we do have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Igor, good on that. Yeah, in 45 minutes, we're gonna be getting consumer sentiment data. Is it sentiment or is it confidence? I just want to make sure. Sentiment. Yep. I mean, this silver trade's dirty. And again, I can. The thing is every single trade that I take has the ability to do this. Do I know it's going to happen every single time? No, I don't. But every single time we're entering these trades, again, you're being taught how to find stocks that are going to explode before they do. In this environment, it is helpful to understand the macro perspective a little bit more. But again, that's kind of rare, honestly. It is kind of rare doing that. I mean, I tell you guys a lot, like the stuff that I've been able to learn since I was 14, like it's useful in some times. This is one of them. This is one of those times where it becomes, oh, the breakout. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you guys saw me yesterday. I mean, I posted the loss that I had on Twitter and my Instagram story. Like, I have no problem showing you guys that. Down like $700. You guys saw me make what, 3 grand on Monday? Fine. I'll take it. In that trade yesterday, and I want you guys to realize this too, the trade that I entered yesterday, if it hit both take profits, had the ability to generate me $4,000. 4,000. If I have a trade that I can risk about the 750, 770 that has the ability to give me 4,000 with my back tested system where I know it's what it's probably is going to generate over time, I'll take that trade any day of the week. Oh, the pivot. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that one. That was a good one. And I had to make sure that you guys saw the little the live stuff too. Like I saw on Twitter, this one freaking idiot was just showing like a paper account and saying it was real. I was like, are you kidding me? We barely got stopped and it ripped. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's why those stops are always so tight. The risk to reward on them is like, no, I mean, the average risk to reward on those trades is like 1 to 5.5, 6. It's crazy. Yeah. The Monday trade though was filthy. I mean, we can look at that here. The Monday trade. So the trade yesterday was this actually. It was the retrace coming up into this zone that I was talking about on the stream that I was interested in. That's fine. This one didn't end up working out. This one did though. This one did. Bing! Right back up. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, you missed Monday? Yeah, I saw a couple of messages of people that were like, I missed it. But then a lot, like so many of you other guys were like, oh my God, I just made like 4 grand. I was like, nice guys. What do you say about AI trading? What do you mean by AI trading? In what sense? Let's talk about that. AI trading in what sense? If it's from like I mean, nobody really is going to have access to like true artificial intelligence trading. What is the longest trade that I held? That's like not a long-term investment. You mean like a day trade? I don't know. I mean, I was in Monday's trade for like 3 hours. It sucked. Like after we hit first TP here, guys, like this is the 15-minute time frame. So this is hits first TP, like 15, 30, 45, hour, 1, 2, 3, another hour, 1, 2, 3, another like that was a bit annoying to have to sit through that all day, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if I got to sit there, it's what we got to do. Using AI in trading, I mean, like what AI? Unless you have your own built like LLM or anything, like you don't have AI. In order to swing trade, is it true you need over 10,000 in your cash account? Hell no. Who the heck told you that? You can swing trade with like $100 if you want to. Sorry for my language, but no. So here's actually how you use AI in trading if you're actually gonna use it. You need basically machine learning that's gonna be able to generate and use the data that it's getting with either like SQL or some other of those different coding programs in order to AI alerts on what though? Like AI alerts on what? Like what is the AI? I don't know what you mean there. Like the true artificial intelligence trading is big money. Like they're going to go in and look at all of the data. And the reason why you would ever use AI is to basically give yourself a better picture of the market and analyze data faster than a human could. That's how you use AI. Like, and I see all of like, like I see it on Instagram a lot where people are like, "Ooh, look at this," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, that's not AI. Let's see. Where's SLV ripping, Exxon ripping? Like you can use artificial intelligence for a wide variety of things. It's like unless you put millions of dollars, like tens of millions of dollars of capital into developing your own artificial intelligence platform, I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't know what you're doing. Like you can feed. Yeah, I mean, you can. Here's what you can use it for. Like you could like I'm not gonna say this one, but oh no, I'll say it a different way. I'm not gonna say who, but what you can do, and this is what big money has done forever. They have these data scrapers and these data feeds that can go in and scrape like FOMC reports. Like when the Fed drops their interest rate decision, they go in and compare the verbiage to like prior reports. Well, a human can't do that fast enough, and the AI can do it in like what, 5 seconds? That's what AI is really used for in the market. It's to take a large data set that it would take a human too long to either one, analyze, or two, actually make useful, and then get a decision from it or like a conclusion from it. That's what it's really used for. Oh, Gabe has an AI? Well, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. I mean, maybe he has. We got to remember, Gabe's a big player. If he was able to develop like some sort of crazy AI, all right, then let it rip. But like what most people will do is they'll go out and say, like I see this on Instagram all of the time, where like they'll say, "Ooh, my EA," which is like a bot that people like sell to people to basically just scam people, and they'll be like, "Oh, it uses AI," and it's like, hold on now. Does it? Like, you gotta really ask the question. It's like a problem on Instagram. I don't know if Gabe has AI. He could. Has an AI feature. Oh, that's cool. I wonder what it does. I wonder what it does. I mean, I haven't taken a look at it. Let's see. What do we got? 6 minutes to go until the market, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We are 11 likes away from 50 on the show. Oh, we got a lot of slackers in here this morning. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the longest trade I've ever held, though, is. I mean, sometimes they take forever. Sometimes it literally hits my entry and rips to take profit in 5 seconds. Like, it depends. Should you enter long GBP USD before the news drop? You know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. If you have to ask that type of question, you know the answer. Yeah, we don't really need Celsius on here anymore. What's I want to look at this. CCJ, uranium. I mean, I'm late on it, but I was also a little late on silver. Not really, but like this is where my silver entry was, right around here. Like on the indicators echo. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at on Trading View with just like random indicators, yeah, that's not AI. I'll tell you right now. Like these like kids that are out there that are like, ooh, look, here's what they're doing in 1v2. This is what a lot of people do. Is they'll use it as a buzzword to try to get you interested in it. And guess what? It works because you're asking me about it. Like if you have machine learning going in and looking at data feeds and exploiting edges in the market, which is most of the time arbitrage. That's what AI is doing mostly with the big institutions. It's arbitrage. Silver's up 3% now. Oh my God. Look at SLV. Holy guys, these might be up 700-800% today. That would be dirty. Oh, it's called something else? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. If he wanted to, he probably could. Like, you guys know Gabe and what he's able to do in markets. And I don't even know if he's like the dude's a monster. If he wanted to make an AI, he probably could. Algorithmic intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Oh yeah, I mean, but okay, so let's go back to the conversation. It's like what most of the people are doing out there is they're using it as a buzzword to like try to get you in to look at something. Because again, think about the implications of if somebody had an AI that worked. Well, it actually just falls back into what I teach you guys. Simple back testable system that works all the time. Okay, hold on. That was a terrible way to explain that. The precursor of kind of what I teach. I then flipped it to what they're doing. Okay, so again, it's not that my stuff works all of the time. Again, we know our data, but the people that are selling you the AI, they're selling it to you in the way where it's like trust the computer, it works all the time. Like that's what they're doing. Because what most people will do in the market is again, like everybody sits here and is like, I want to get the quick, fast, easy way to get rich in the market. Or you could just do the things that like I teach you that are very simple, back testable, yet very effective over time. It's your decision. You can do whatever you want. So, dude, look at this silver trade. How's Exxon? It's still a little there, but nothing crazy. Spot silver rises 3%. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Let's do it, team. Let's have a good Friday, huh? Oxy up 1%. Exxon's up 1%. Silver's up. SLV is up 3 right now. Oh my God. DG is Dollar General tanking or what's it? I'm actually really surprised. This was a great Dollar General trade here. But I'm very surprised that Dollar General is holding on, especially in the face of this inflationary environment. I would actually expect to see a lot of these dollar stores get hit hard. You're seeing a lot of them close down across the board. I'd actually look at Dollar General in what's the other one? DLTR, Dollar Tree's earnings this quarter as a good indication of kind of how markets are actually looking, or not markets, the overall economy. Because if they are getting screwed and their margins are compressing and their revenues are getting hammered, I mean, you know that they're going to have to try and increase prices, which again is bad. What happens to all of the people that are then using the benefits of those dollar stores with those low cost goods? Well, they're going to have to go somewhere else and spend more. Can they afford it? Not necessarily. So this goes back into what we've been talking about for a long time, where this problem with inflation is bad. Yeah, tons of dollar stores closing across the country. You got to think about where do those people go? Where are they going to get their goods? Do you see that story in Zero Hedge? People all pissed that stuff costs $7 at the dollar store. Here's another problem. Let's think about it like this before we go into the market here. I mean, we don't have very long. If those people that are going to the dollar stores can't, and those dollar stores close in their area, one, transportation costs to the next dollar store is probably going to eat into any of those savings that they're going to have. The second thing is that if they have to go to these other stores and they can't afford those goods, well, it's possible that they turn to the United States government for assistance. And then that adds to a lot of the government expense that we're going to have anyway. So the tax revenues are still not going to be able to pay for all of the interest expense, all of that stuff too. So it actually speeds up the problem that we're looking at with the United States inflating the debt away. And then the issue, Oxy ripping, ding, 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 market open. Silver is up a gargantuan amount. Let's see what these contracts are at. 490% right now. Oh my Lord. The Exxons haven't updated. Jeez, 492% on the silver. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Can they afford to drive to those other stores? Exactly. They probably can't. So then, okay. So then, if they turn to the government for help, and the government is already devaluing the currency even more because they have to inflate the debt away, what happens? The problem just gets worse. It's a vicious cycle that we're in right now. Vicious. It's sad. Yeah, the Exxons haven't updated yet. The silvers are looking just, they're up 485% right now. That's crazy. That's craziness. ES flickering around. What's CCJ doing? I kind of want it. I just, it'd be an iffy one. Oh, my phone is freaking out. So again, team, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in too. Costs you nothing to do it. Helps me out a whole lot. Oxy, yeah, Oxy is running there. So is Exxon. Little bit. I mean, it's about, yeah, there it goes. These Exxon contracts have not updated. So we'll see what those look like when they update. If only some president tried to bring manufacturing back. Well, true, but the problem is they did. They just brought this is actually what happened. They brought foreign manufacturing domestic. Look at the part-time job increase and where that's coming from, and how the BLS doesn't have a metric to determine whether or not those people are citizens of the United States. Remember, anything that I talk about on these streams, guys, I try to stay away from like the political stuff. I don't think that's a political statement. You're just looking at the data. Like, you're literally, I'm just looking at the data and saying it looks like they've imported cheap labor. It's just a vicious cycle. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make me bearish because again, where big money's gonna go. I am more so bearish on just society. At Oxy, really ripping there. Anybody with Oxy positions, again, you guys are crushing it right now. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco bill would let people sue grocery stores for closing too quickly. A proposed ordinance that would empower people to sue supermarkets that close without giving the city 6 months notice. That's interesting. I'd have to look into that a little bit more to have a more thought out opinion. Oxy ripping, Exxon going up a little bit, but Oxy, big winner there. All right, I still haven't these Exxon. There it goes. There go the Exxon contracts. They're going to be a little spready, I think, at open, but this is looking good. Oxy is looking phenomenal. Great work, everybody. Swing Kings for the win, man. I mean, we've been talking about these oil names for a little bit here. SLV hanging around. Exxon is looking okay. Not the best, but Oxy really going. ES coming back up. They're going out of business. Let's sue them. Yeah, that's a good idea. See how that goes. Yeah, my Exxons are nicely green. I want to see my SLVs get up over 500%. Oh, 498% on the SLV. 502%. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to tweet that out. Yeah, so I mean, the SLV, the Exxon, all that's kind of saving it this week. We just got to see where it's going to go. SLV. I mean, mainly the SLV is the one that's really cruising for me. Yeah, 503.7% there. Where is it right now? What are they up here? Whoa, 520% now. Oh my God. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, man. There we go. You must have bought out of the money contracts. Yeah, I mean, I was showing you guys the updates of those all along the way. I mean, I have 26 strike for May, so these are now in the money. Where's CCJ? Dude, I like this one. I like this one. Oh boy, how are the spreads on CCJ? Actually, Quad U has been beaten. How's this look? It's just not the setup. CCJ is. Hey SV, I have your day trading mastery. Do you have a link for the swing trading course only? Aaron, yeah, let me grab that for you really quick. Yes, there we go. Yeah, so Aaron, here is that link right there. So that's the one just for the Swing Kings course. I want to see what these CCJs look like. How bad are these? They're spready. They're spready. How's the weekly look? Oh, dude. That's nasty. Oh, Exxon. There we go. Yeah, the CCJs are a little spready. I'd probably go shares with it. I almost want to do this. Hold on. I'm just doing it. I need this for the math here. I'm not entering anything yet. I almost. Uh-oh. Nope. You can't do that. You'd have to do this, and you'd have to do this. Something like that. 65% on your Oxy contracts. There you go. Yeah, CCJ is ripping. Is that $1.36? All right, hold on. Let's see. Oxy really going there. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you guys go. And then I can also throw the link to get the buy one get one free deal too. The 50% off. So there you guys go. Boom. You guys are interested in hopping in there, setting yourself up for success. I mean, there you guys go. CCJ down a little. I do like that. It's just I'm late. I don't like being late. I should have been paying attention to this one up above 49. 40, what is it? 49.30. Is a 10% position okay for a swing trade? Oleg, I mean, it depends. All of the risk management lessons and everything are aggressively harped on in the Swing Kings course. So a 10% position for a swing, I would say it actually depends on if you're trading shares, options, expiration dates, and things like that. Mo, 40% on your civvy. What's civvy doing? There you go. Oh, did you catch it yesterday, Mo? Off the bottom here, there you go, man. Yeah, so I mean, this is coming down. I almost don't want this here just because it's already started to go. Exxon's looking good. SLV kind of flickering around a little bit. Dude, look at us. Look at us, man. So I'm up 2.75% on the day right now with this, even with the stop out on CELH. Up 180% today on Oxy. Corsi, I mean, I can show you here. Where are the targets on Oxy? So that's the entry. Are there levels here? I mean, there are some decent levels up at 74. That's slinging it, though. If you want to go up to 74 with Oxy, you're slinging it. I mean, what's the risk to reward on that? I would almost say you have next week expiration, so that's going to be tough. You're up 180%. You have now the decision on whether or not you want to make it free. You could sell half that position and lock in about 40% total, even if the rest of your position went to zero. So that's up to you. Made Oxy free. Good work, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, look at us, man. Look at us. Yeah, what a day so far. What a freaking day. Yeah, my Exxons are up nicely. Those are up about 20%. Looking good, guys. Looking real good. All right, team. Again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Oh my God. It just, what did this hit? 71? So, I mean, again, now I kind of wish I had the Oxy over the Exxon, but that's fine. That's fine. This one was nasty. That was just dirty. Finally, I love hearing people taking profits and limiting risk. Ralph, you should hear Ralph in the Swing Kings course. The amount of talk that I have on risk management in there, even in the mastermind, is like I harp on it so much because it's so important. Because you guys can see me, like, even throughout like this week, take a couple of losses on like Celsius and CYTK, but then we just come out and have 500% gains on silver, and then Exxon's going absolutely nuts too, and still perfectly fine on the week. Like, we're all good, man. We're all good. Oh man, love this, man. It's risk management is key. And then, like, you guys saw the ACB last week. This one. Where's the, yeah, boom. Boom, ACB. Love it. Love it, man. 8.9% on Civi this morning. Christopher, good work. That was one that I did not end up taking, but was on the watch list for you guys. I just, again, when we were kind of moving up into these ranges here, the spreads on the actual shares were horrendous. So I just didn't really want to play around with that. SLV made them free at 140%. 5% on NQ. Oh, Christopher, you've been crushing it, man, with NQ. Yeah, Exxon pushing now. What are these contracts up? 28%. It's a nice position here. So now I'm up on the day here about, well, it's flickering, but it's like 3.5% here on the day. Huh. Oh, whoa. That was big. That was big. SLV's coming back. Yeah, I don't have very much of it left, but I might just keep holding. It's up 520% right now. I might throw that on the old Instagram story real quick. Are we selling half with Oxy? There is no we. You can do what you want. I'm not even in Oxy. If you're up over, again, if you guys are slinging weeklies or something, you're up in terms of risk to reward on the overall like chart here. I mean, it's only a 1 to 1.8, but with the options that you guys have, I mean, you're like, think about it. You're up how much? Hundreds of percent maybe. So if you want to go risk free into next week, I mean, you guys know how to do it. There is no we. Again, I'm just your tour guide here, guys. I show you guys how to find stocks that are about to explode before they do, give you back testable, the data-driven strategies with day trading, and then we all just sit here and print money. Sometimes I'm not going to find stuff and you guys do, and then I find some pretty dirty ones too. Like the ACB, the SLV, the Exxon. What's ES doing? Freaking nothing. Absolutely nothing here. What a day. Oh, we haven't even talked about what I wanted to talk about with you guys yet. Oh, the announcement. All right. Love our tour guide. Thanks, one of one. All right, guys. So I had this idea floating around last night because I do really like writing. And I think sometimes I can write out a lot of my thoughts a little better than and prepare them a little better for you guys than with kind of just riffing in a stream, especially if I'm able to prepare a little bit. Vic's the tour guide. But so here's what I was thinking. You guys know that we have the newsletter that goes out every week. Yeah, thanks to you for the Oxy last week. Nice gains here. There you go, Corsi. But here's kind of what I was thinking. I want to step things up a lot with the education that I'm providing you guys. I think that's kind of what we're thinking. I know a lot of you guys have really enjoyed the mastermind and the concepts that we've talked about in there. But what I want to do is this. With the newsletter, I want to do a lot more of a deep dive and spend a lot more time writing these things for you guys and going through some things. So what my idea is to create this newsletter in a way where we're going to be doing, again, 4 weekly newsletters a week in 1 or 2 very big deep dives per month. So those deep dives could be explaining what happened in depth with the banking crisis. What's happening with, again, like what I'm seeing right now with large money rotating into energy, things like that, explaining that in depth. So where markets are going to go. I also, this is the other thing I really want to do. I want to give you guys some really in-depth analysis on some companies that I'm interested in. Like I could do a crazy write-up on like, let's say Baba or Robinhood for you guys, just going through a lot of the data from an unbiased perspective and saying, okay, this stock right here, I'm interested in or not interested in because of XYZ. And it could, and this is why, to show you guys that process of going through and analyzing things. Is that something that you guys are interested in? Again, I would have to spend a lot of time doing that, and it would be very, very low cost per month. It would probably be like nothing. Like it would cost a little bit, but do your classes include how to trade options? Yes, they do, Joseph. Good morning, bro. I know about the 50% off. What's the monthly overall cost of the masterclass? So guys, if you select, because I don't actually know what it comes out to if you do the payment option for the mastermind. Those of you guys that did do it, because you guys have until Sunday to get the mastermind before the price goes up. What does that monthly price come out to? As long as that's something you're willing to do, sounds like an awesome idea. Yeah, I mean, I like writing for you guys and writing those newsletters and seeing your guys' learning through. I want to step it up. Like I want to give you guys more info. You haven't been getting the newsletter? Well, with this, you would. This I would use a different service for it, like a provider in order to get that. Like I might use like Substack or something else to make sure that you guys are all going to get it. Or I might be able to do it within Teachable. Yeah, well, David, the courses are a one-time purchase. So it's either that one-time amount that you see on the website, or if you decide to do the buy now, pay later or type of thing. I don't know what it comes out to per month. I'll be signing up this weekend, just trying to get an idea. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty sure you can go on the site. I mean, I can throw the mastermind link in here for you. And when you go to like the checkout area and you select like a firm or something, it'll tell you what it is per month. So there's that link for you. So you guys have until Sunday to do that. Oxy, Exxon sold off a little. SLV is still going. What are these up right now? But that's my idea. 531%. Well, 529 now. Yeah, the courses are one-time fee. Like you don't, again, I'm not here to try and be like, oh, look, like, no. For that newsletter though, it'd basically be like all macro, going really, really deep and explaining everything. Like you guys know the write-ups sometimes are like 2 pages. These would be 5 to 10 pages every time. Especially like the deep dives where we explain everything, and like we could talk about the taper tantrum, the BTFP, like how that worked and how basically the Fed accidentally created new quantitative easing by accident. Like there's so many different things that I want to teach you guys. It's just I don't know how, like the best avenue to do it is probably that. Look at SLV here, guys. If this thing these contracts are about to be $1 in the money. Intel and AMD shares fall after report China tells telecom carriers to phase out foreign chips. Damn it. That sucks. Oxy cooling down. I think you hit the top for the win. Corsi, unbelievable. Best part about swing trading is taking profits at open. Payday is always oh yeah. Apple, what's up with Apple? VIX casually catching 100% trades with good risk management. You'll always be green. Apple ripping there. Wow. Well, no, I mean, again, you're not always going to be green, but the big trades that you have and the green trades that you have will wildly outweigh all of the losers, and that's the point. That's the point. So Oxy coming back down, Exxon, I mean, moving down a little. I still like how oil looks. If you look at CL, let's take a look at how that's not going to be CL. That's going to be Colgate. Let's look at CL here. If CL clears this 80, what is the high here? 87.63. You might see some real crazy action. And then you got to look at WTI as well, West Texas Intermediate. Same deal. Same deal there. Yeah, I might just keep holding the silver. It's like, it's up 538% right now. That's pretty ridiculous, if I do say so myself. Pretty no. I wish I had more of it, man. I wish I wasn't scaling out so early, but hey, I still got it. Still got it, man. But yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in, with that kind of different type of newsletter where I can really take the time to go through some complex concepts with you guys and get that going, I think we'll do that. I want to do it. I think it'll be very valuable for everybody. I think it'll be fun. LMT, what's up with Lockheed? Whoa, why are defense stocks ripping? What's RTX doing? Raytheon's not go. Raytheon on the daily looks nasty. What ticker are you trading for silver? SLV, the silver ETF. This one right here. So WTI is settling in here. Exxon's probably settling in here as well. Yeah, that's fine. Exxon's a weird one. It moves like a wild child. I mean, those contracts are still up about 20 something percent, 22. My silvers are up 551% now. That's so nasty, man. That is so nasty. Conflict rumors, check Bitcoin. Here it is. Oh. Ooh. Bitcoin setting up like this going into the weekend is interesting. Where's Mara? Please be low. Yes. Yes. Sell it. Keep going down. Do I trade ICT concepts? Hell no. Those are stupid. Or something. Here's what. Okay, so let's actually rephrase this. Sorry, Drew. I don't want to. Again, all strategies can work. And I actually think some of those strategies, especially from the ICT stuff, it can actually be very beneficial for people because it's relatively easy to test. Like you can go through and actually like go through the process and put the cookie cutter onto the charts and say, all right, well, if you kind of can test this over as long in a period of time, you might be able to understand their performance. The reason why I say it's stupid is because of the way that it's taught. That's why. People think that there's one algorithm in the market. That is 100% unequivocally false. It's just not true. It's a blatant lie. And the other thing too is that that guy just can't trade. ICT stands for, I mean, I know what it actually stands for, but the joke is it stands for I can't trade. So, I mean, if you can take some, if that's kind of fits how you like to trade, I mean, a lot of my things that I teach you guys, if you think about it from like a fundamental perspective of SLV's over 27, of kind of just like the thought process to the approach in terms of like back testable, data driven, things like that. I mean, you could say it's kind of similar, but like if you were to ever hear me, like if you were to ever say that there's one algorithm that runs the market to like a really high up person at one of these banking institutions, they'd laugh at you. They would just laugh at you for good reason because it's like it's not true. Do you know why I know it's not true? Because I know of more than one. That's why. I know for a fact there's more than one. I can't trade. Nice one. Isn't that funny? That's a good one. Silver's looking good. Where's Exxon? Is that holding on or is that thing coming right back down? Yeah, it's holding on a little. I don't know. I'm in this thing around 122. I want 126. That's probably where I'll start scaling out of Exxon. 126 if it can get there. We see some good oil moves over the weekend. The problem is obviously I'm not hoping for conflict escalation, but the reality of the situation is it's probably going to happen. If that does happen, you could see oil prices go up, benefiting Exxon. There's a lot of reasons why I'm in oil right now. Like again, those things can work if you put your own spin on it. It's just you gotta be careful falling into the little cult mentality over there that they got. 5. Andrew, what do you mean 5? 5 of what? I feel like I have like a freaking hair on my face. 561% on silver right now. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. Good. I mean, I know you guys hit silver too. A USA conflict does start change rate expectations. Wouldn't they cut? They wouldn't raise. Exxon back up a little. I like Raytheon here. So I actually messed up Raytheon. I just messed it up. I mean, we had the setup. I just tried to play this on the daily, not the weekly, which looked so good. So good. These are the ones that I get a little upset about. I never get upset about a loser because, again, every trade that I take has the potential to pull an SLV or to look like ACB over here. But what I don't like doing is missing something that looks like this. So again, I'm not going to hit them all, but I should be there for those. ES screwing around, moving around with some stuff here. That's messing around with Exxon a little. How are the banks doing? Because banks, again, it's big bank earnings day. How's JP doing? JP getting whacked, down 5%. Here's another interesting thing to keep in mind. We are about to go full-fledged into earnings season, and a lot of stocks are still hanging out near their highs. If these earnings don't come out as like wildly good, a lot of things are going to start selling off. What else? I know BlackRock was looking good this morning. How's that doing now? Oh, right back down. Yeah, BlackRock came all the way up to 802 and sold off very aggressively. Wells Fargo was down as well, I believe. Yeah. What's this, Ralph? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink just said he doesn't think inflation will come back to 2% anytime soon. Guys, do you see what's happening right now? Every single thing that I'm telling you guys is now being reiterated by the most powerful bankers in the world. There it is, right there. They don't think inflation is going to come back to 2%. What do they then do? They buy assets that benefit with inflation, which is gold, silver. They are long the Bitcoin ETFs, or they hold a bunch of Bitcoin. They're going to be buying energy. It's so blatantly simple to see for me. For STV knows. Again, we'll go back to my favorite phrase: pay attention or pay a premium. Oh, I can't wait to send you guys these swing lists this weekend. Oh, we are going to have some fun. Exxon moving back up here. That's nice to see. It's always nice to be on the same page as Larry Fink. Lawrence Fink. Also, okay, I don't know if you guys know this about Larry Fink. Larry Fink was one of the, like, a rock star at Blackstone, I believe. I think it was Blackstone. It might have been somebody else. No, because Blackstone was the one that gave them the seed funding. What was the firm that Fink was at before he started BlackRock? Was it State Street? I forget. But whatever firm he was at, he did really, really, really well, then took on too much risk, and then blew up. And then somehow then gets the seed funding to start. I don't know. We can go into a different story for a different time. Larry Fink, you're great. I love you. I don't know. It's weird. But I like being on the same page as him. Again, you're following the money. Ralph, thanks for sending me that quote there. Let's see. All right, guys. Again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Helps out a whole lot with these algorithms over here. Dude, we are just having a day. Having a day. Up 3% right now. Having a time. Woo! Dude, I also still can't believe that futures prop firm is doing like $50 for any account size. That's nuts. That's so crazy. Well, here's the data. Consumer sentiment, Michigan consumer sentiment actual 77.9 versus 70, so lower. Where's the don't they have an I don't think they have inflation Oh, here is the inflation expectations. Yep, higher. Dude, across the board, they're expecting higher inflation. US Michigan 1-year inflation expectations April actual 3.1% versus 2.9 previous. 5-year inflation is 3. That's exactly what we've been saying. 3%. 5-year inflation expectations actual 3% versus 2.8 previous. Dude, we have been spot freaking on. Oh my God. You can't get any more perfect than that. Exxon's trying here. Let's see what it wants to do. Not good data. Nothing mixed about that. No, that's not good. But here's the thing though, Ralph. This is where it becomes, yes, it's not good data, but they still have to put money somewhere. They're not going to buy bonds. What are they going to buy? Energy? Gold? Yeah, I mean, they're already going to do that, but what else? So the money has to spread out somewhere. That's the most important point. The money has to go somewhere. Where does it go? That's a great silver move today. Holy jeez, man. You don't see that very often on silver. I'm happy we're able to capitalize on those moves when they happen, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. Exxon turning back higher here, looking for that day high. Up about 3.5% here. That's great. Keep it going. Let's keep it going. I do like this look, though. I do really like this look. This is probably going to be something I watch for next week. Keep settling in here. Rejects twice off this. You break, I'll set an alert. You break that, I'll be interested. Aluminum and nickel. Can you give me some tickers? I don't know those off the top of my head. Nickel, isn't that Vail? Isn't that the one that we were talking about this morning? Is Vail nickel? Steel. That looks all right. What are the nickel stocks? SLV trying for 27 again. Exxon looking interesting. Here we go. Hostile aircraft intrusion alert sounding in northern Israel. What a day. What a day, man. I can't wait for those of you guys that are also like hopping into the courses too to see it. Like once you see it, you just can't unsee it. Here comes Exxon. There we go. Exxon getting up to 124 today would be real nice. Now we're $2 away from my scale out. Reason being is I kind of like to hunt 1 to 3 risk to rewards for first TPs and all that. That's new highs, I believe, on Exxon. So those are up 48% here. That's not bad. ATI, Vail looks like steel, iron ore, things like that. It could be lithium though. They could do a lot of different things. ATI. All right, let's take a look at that. Dude, freaking Exxon and silver to the rescue. That actually doesn't look bad. That's just a little whippy. It's just like though, Ralph. It's like platinum and palladium. Like the actual futures charts look good, but the tickers look horrendous. I can't trade them. They're not tight enough. Let's see what happens with Exxon here if this really gets moving. I want to put up WTI as well, West Texas Intermediate. Yeah, here it comes. You get above that level here, let's put an alert. If that gets there today, oh boy. It's letting me put alerts today. I like this. And then we got to put SLV back up here somewhere. I want to keep looking at that. Yields are down today? What? Who's buying bonds today? What the heck are you doing? Ooh, that's weird. VIX is over 17. Why are yields down? What? Why are people buying bonds today? Do I think Exxon's coming down to 121? I personally do not. And I have positions that are contrary to that, to that thesis here. I think it's going here. That's that's why I'm talking about those calls right now. I mean, I'm up 48% on my call position on Exxon right now. Looking really good. Oh, also, Tor, if you're still in here, I grabbed that one yesterday that we were talking about. I touched it a little. I gave a little tap, tap, tap on it. But no, I think after the test down here in Exxon yesterday, what oil's doing this morning, what everything is coming out with the banks, and where big money is going to go, I think Exxon could get set loose a little here, which would be fun. If it doesn't, whatever. I mean, I'm still up really nicely on those. I mean, I'm looking for 126. That's what I'm looking for on Exxon. 126 for the first scale out. Tesla intraday opening range is about as tight of a range you've ever seen. Ooh, that's interesting. ARMK. What's that? Dude, it is windy up here today. Oh my god. Aramark. Oh, is this Aramark? I know about Aramark. That's tightening up there. Around a month? What do you mean, MB? MB, I would go back. I mean, I could go through the whole speech again about why big money is flying into energy, but I mean, I would just go back in the stream and look at my tweets, and go through exactly why things like energy, metals, things like that are looking really good, and why these moves. This is all institutional buying. This is not retail. Retail has no idea this is happening right now. She might need a little more time. I have shares on it. That's not really gonna. I don't really care. Let's see. Could be an interesting one long term. Yeah, I've got it. I mean, I'm fine with holding that thing for as long as I need to. Markets, big red candle. Wait, hold on. Why does Aramark sell gold? Aramark's like a caterer for like institutions or like schools and stuff. Why are they selling gold? Unless I'm talking about a different Aramark restaurant. Yeah, I don't mean, unless I've never seen an Aramark store. That's interesting. But again, hopefully you guys are learning some stuff here. I mean, again, this is the best, some of the best financial education that you guys are going to get on YouTube. You're not seeing this anywhere. Who's long silver? Like, or Exxon right now? Like, retail has no idea this is happening because nobody knows the exact reasons as to why this is happening, except for you guys here. And people who've been doing this for years. What a Friday, though, man. What a Friday. Looking great. US stocks fall, NASDAQ down 1%. Still up about 3.2% on the day. Looking good, man. Oh, the gold you buy at Costco is Aramark labeled? That seems just like it almost that would be like if Apple started selling energy drinks. Like that to me doesn't make very much sense, but hey, if they want to do it, let them rip, man. Let them rip. I'm confused by this bond movement today. Where's the 10-year? Maybe this is just like people buying it above 450 and just pushing it back down. The 30-year auction yesterday was not good. Like the 30-year auction guys yesterday was not great. Also, we're gonna stream longer today. I like hanging out with you guys. This is fun. We're having a good time. You're also in the 3% range on the day. Good work, plug. Good work, buddy. Twinsies? Yeah. I mean, you guys are crushing it. I mean, the Oxy trade that you guys just nailed, the Exxon's looking good. Anybody that was listening to Silver last week, I mean, you guys are making boatloads of money. Again, it's simple. It's simple, guys. It's not, I mean, the stuff that I teach you guys in there, anybody can do it. Anybody can. Silver trying to get back up above 27. Whew. All right, man. Let's see. Ticker hunting this weekend is going to be very fun because, like, I like using the macro knowledge for stuff. It's fun. I like it. It's very rare that we get to use that, and now we can. All right. ES. Yeah, there's nothing here for ES for us today, I don't think. I think this range is too big too. 52.57 to what? 50. Yeah, that's going to be way too big. So I don't think there's going to be anything here for us on ES today. Unless we get like a big trending move up, play a retest, and then go. But I don't think we're going to get one. Silver coming back up. Uh-oh. White House still deemed potential threat by Iran to be real and credible. That's oil right there. I mean, that's just straight potential oil and defense stocks. So Lockheed's interesting. Raytheon has an interesting setup. I don't know, though. The last time I tried to play this thing on the daily, I got stopped. So, and the weekly's not looking good on this. That's perfect, man. I just wish I nailed that one. I'd like for Exxon to try 124 today. I'd like to see that. Let's see what else we got. Where's actually I need to take a look at this chart real quick. Oh no, I still got a lot of room on that thing. Oh no, I have a lot of room on that. Yeah, Wells Fargo lowered Tesla's price target. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Exxon coming back down, SLV still pushing. Whoa, silver. There we go. Let's see if this thing wants to get nasty over 27. I mean, they're up 560%, guys. Handshake. Pat yourself on the back. Another great trade with the Swing Kings. $30 seconds left for a new 15-minute candle on ES here. Let's watch this. Let's see. NQ is probably moving. I mean, NQ's down over 1%, I think, at this point. I mean, I'm watching ES here. It's not, I just want to see how this candle opens, see what things want to do. Silver's flickering 27. You can see it up here. But the Fed is screwed. The Fed is completely screwed. There's nothing they can do. It's almost, and I said this yesterday in a group. I was like, it's almost like the Fed is just like they're sitting there and just waiting until it becomes someone else's problem. It's not their fault. They weren't the ones that did it. They just have to deal with it now. The problem is the only way for Powell to fix everything, the VIX is 617.6. Yeah, that's big. The only way, guys, for Jerome Powell and the current Federal Reserve to actually fix the problems that we are about to see with inflation being higher for longer is to go full Volcker and cause the greatest financial turmoil since the Great Depression. And they're not going to do it, especially in an election year. They just won't. You still have rate cut expectations this year. I mean, there are some data points that, like with bonds and what they're doing and some other things happening, that real rates could be coming down. So, which is a whole other thing we have to explain in and of itself. But you got to think about it. Like, they're just cherry picking data points. Here comes ES lower. Silver's not budging. It's at 20, it's chilling at 27. Exxon's still holding for now. Let's see what happens with that. It's actually going up. So Powell would need to get rates to like 12 in order to actually make a difference on inflation. But who gets hurt? In that case, everybody gets hurt. Actually, it actually is only really hurting the top if they go nuts and they full Volcker it. That's not true. That's incorrect. You would cause unemployment to spike, and that would hurt the middle and lower class. There's no solution, guys. That's the issue. There is no solution. And the problem is people are going to be like, ooh, Bitcoin solution. It's not a solution. What you have to do right now in the market is you have to pull a switcheroo. What you need to do is you can't have, we're going to get a little bit high level here, but if you have a Federal Reserve that is in a treasury that's just saddled with debt, the only thing that they can really do right now is to flip the system to then have it be backed by something either physical or it could be digital. I mean, we are in the digital era, so you could have something be backed by something physical, digital. But all that would do would be to stop the problem. So it would just halt. Because right now, like we've said, and like I told you guys yesterday to go watch the Dollar Endgame by Peruvian Bull. That's a great series for those of you guys that still haven't looked at that. Silver going up again. Exxon came down a little. Is that every single time they take any action, they're not kicking the can down the road. They're kicking it up the stairs and making a problem worse. That's a great quote from that series. So in order for the Fed to act, they have to stop it. Because then eventually you can see markets kind of like digest it and get back to some sort of normalcy. You have markets like, I mean, not near all-time highs, but still very elevated. Not so much of kicking cans, but change the can. Exactly. You have to change it. There's no way to rate hike your way out of it. Fear and greed index is neutral right now. That's interesting. I mean, I'm not really a person that looks at the fear and greed index too much, but that is interesting to see that it went from like full tilt greed to back to neutral. That's interesting. Silver getting going here. What's the high? 2707. What are these contracts up right now? Thoughts on the housing market and mortgage rates? Hold on. 570% on the silvers. So the housing market is interesting. You can think about it from a lot of different ways. To me, the housing market right now has maintained its elevated stances because nobody wants to sell. Let's say you bought a home. This is a great example here. Let's say you bought a home for $1 million and it's now worth 1.2. Well, you're gonna give what is the fee if you sell it? You're gonna give a significant portion of those gains. Well, not significant. You're gonna give about 12 grand of that to the. That's not the best way to put it. So let's think about it more so like this. If you were to lock in a mortgage rate at, let's say, 2%, what they were in like 2020, 2021, there's no real reason for you to sell across the board because then you'd have to go out in the market and you're probably not going to be able to afford the same level of home. So I would say in residential, you don't really want to sell. Now, granted, there is going to be a lot less demand as well, but if you have decreased supply and also decreased demand, it can balance and prices don't move. If you saw flooding of market to the market with supply of homes, and there's not enough people to take them, and people start decreasing prices on it, that's where you see housing prices come down. And again, if you have rates really high and people can't afford those types of homes, so the demand goes lower, well, then you'd also see prices go down because people are going to the sellers are going to have to come down to reach that demand. But if you see them both move at once, think about it in a basic economic, like a macro chart where you have supply and demand and you see the shifts. So they both shift the same way. The price stays the same, even though uh, the the transaction volume can be a little lower. USB, if I sign up for your classes today, any chance you give me an idea of what tickers you might be looking at next? Green guy, yes. So on Sunday, I'm going to be sending all of you guys the Swing King watch list for next week. So yeah, if you hop in today, again, you have all weekend to come in, start asking me questions. I'm always around, especially on Instagram and Twitter, to start going through and kind of understanding the strategy that I use, and then you'll be prepared for next week. Again, I want you guys to take it slow and fully understand, which is why I say even with that one-time fee, that I'm always available to go back and forth with you guys. Like I was writing like 5-paragraph essays to people throughout this week across the board. Like people, when I'm out with my friends sometimes, and I'm typing there for like 15 minutes, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm talking to you guys." But yeah, and then I can throw that link in here again to get that 50% off deal, the buy one get one free. There it is there. And then for those of you guys that want to hop into the mastermind at the lower price, you have until Sunday. That's kind of the flagship crazy value product that we have. Again, it expands on all of the knowledge that we have with the day trading mastery course and the Swing Kings course. I give you guys more strategies, but the most important part is giving you guys that college level financial education, which we're getting really good through right now. In the session, we're about 5 weeks completed in. I thought it was going to be about 8 to 10 weeks, but I think we're actually going to go 12 to 15 with all the things that we have to talk about, especially with the Fed, macroeconomics, portfolio creation, asset valuation, and things like that. So those are kind of the two main things there. But yeah, if you hop in, you'll get that list this weekend. Anyone here a part of your courses do well this week? I've been doing terrible. Guys, let them know about Oxy and Silver. Those are really the only ones that we were talking about. That those energy trades have been nuts. Green guy, last week with the strategy, we had this trade here, ACB. I mean, we can kind of go through a couple of the big winners for you guys here too. I mean, ACB, this one was disgusting. We had that one. This was a 1 to 16 risk to reward just banger that we had. Entered the silvers last week too, down around here, 23.44. Thank you, SV. Yeah, no problem, man. And then what else have we had? The that 1 week where we went absolutely crazy with Coinbase. I don't think I have it drawn out, but I can show you where we did it. It was right. Oh no, I do have it drawn out. So Coinbase was right in here. This was 500% in a day. But I also I'd give. What's the date on this? I gotta look. The 23rd of February. So I also gave you guys MicroStrategy too on that day. So where is February 23rd? Right here. So MicroStrategy, the entry on this day, it was trading at 705, and you can see that the stock is up to 1,518. Absolutely killer trade there. The 1,400% DraftKings trade that we like. There's countless of them. Like I could just go through. We can go back even to some of the other nasty ones, like Affirm back in here. This one was disgusting. RKT, we've had some crazy trades on this one. This one was dirty. We had this one for about, I think we had 2 trades on RKT in that 1 week for 250% plus on each one. Only took 1 trade this week, and that was Oxy. Great job, 1 of 1. But no, yeah, I don't think Green Guy's part of the courses yet. I think he's just wondering and wanted to hop in. Tor says you'll get all the tools you need. Thank you, Tor. Yeah. Marrow was good. Oh yeah, Marrow was an epic one. We actually had, I mean, this was the main one from when we started talking about the Swing Kings. This one was disgusting. I actually mismanaged this one. Sold my contracts at this second purple line here for 600%. Wish I traded the shares and would have made more money, but That's kind of why I took the shares on this ACB trade here, because the contracts were a little nuts. But it teaches you everything. I would say getting that. Jeez, it's windy. Getting that buy one get one free deal is going to be really helpful because it teaches you a lot about options futures, and then the Swing Kings course just gives you just disgusting knowledge. Is Goldbach plus SND plus LQ what? What is that? Darka. What is that? I was really thinking of signing up right now. The $300 seemed a lot, but I lost so much more than that anyway. I mean, yeah, well, it's $300 for both of them. So they actually would be $600 if you got them one at a time. But I want to make sure that those of you guys that are actually interested in learning, again, I'm not going to try and just like charge you guys more than we need to. Like, I think that's completely fair. I think I could charge way more for the information in those courses. Goldbot, supply and demand, and liquidity. Liquidity is an interesting concept because what people usually refer to as liquidity is nonsense like this. That's not liquidity. That's just levels. Supply and demand, sure. The way that I trade though is I have very important levels based on retracements, and that's where these types of trades come from, which is hilarious because some people in my comments will be like, you had to have known that the trade was going to happen in order for you to take that one because it's coming down. You would not have bought. It's like, yes, I would have. And people are like, oh yeah, it's on replay. You look at all of my videos, guys. You know what replay looks like when it's on? It's blue. You can see it's not on, and candles don't move like that. Like I can show you what a replay candle looks like. It's like glitching around. So the strategies are so nasty that people don't even think they're real. That was a great one for Monday, and then got stopped out on this one yesterday. That's fine. Oh, First Boston. Oh, you're right. It was First Boston. I forgot about that. I thought it was something around here, like State Street's around here. So I thought it was, but you're right, First Boston, which then became Credit Suisse, I think. Was First Boston bought by Credit Suisse? It was bought by somebody. Done. Thank you guys. I'm going to sign up right now and go through all the info. Green guy, again, I don't know if you have Twitter or Instagram, but same goes for all of you guys hopping in. When you guys hop into those, you guys have questions on it, you just message me. How do you know the BJ level is going to hold? You don't. I don't trade off of the BJ levels. They're just there for an additional level of confirmation, and we kind of go through that in the advanced section in the courses there, kind of how I use the BJ key levels. For anybody wondering if the trades are real, many times we've been in the same trades at the same time for typically the same reason. Right, exactly. Yeah, you're right though. Thank you, William. Yeah, First Boston was Fink. What else we got? Oh, Exxon turning back up. That's nice. Where's silver? 27? Yeah, that's good. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to have to make that call at some point. Yeah, up about 3.42% today. Well, it's flickering, but 39% on the Exxons right now, 544% on the rest of the, well, now 546 on the silvers. Dude, these are going. Where's silver right now? There's a little spready, but Oxy's back. Yeah, well, Exxon's going. Where's Oxy? Is Oxy at day highs yet? Oh, dude, this one was dirty. You're like, come on, they don't call me the Swing King for no reason. This is nasty. What's your strategy? Like, how do you take these trades? I mean, it's hard to explain because I built my own. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I use this. Like, I use like a variety of different things. Like, I use a like Fibonacci is a big part of how I use of how I day trade. For the swing trading, I look at what the most successful people of all time in the market have done, and put my own spin on it and craft my own strategies under the kind of the same fundamental understandings that they do. Obviously, it's a little different because you have to understand exactly what you're doing in the market. But again, everything's explained in that education. But again, if you guys are new to the stream, like don't hop into like, you got to make sure that you understand what we're all about. It's about long-term vision and learning. Exxon, come on, buddy. Let's get going here. Let's do a thing. And the one thing too, ooh, it's getting brighter out here. How's the camera? Ooh, it's like we're trading in heaven. Let me adjust it real quick. Ooh. But yeah, it's again the one thing that I will say about day trading, and this is the philosophy that I operate under, and I do believe that everybody should. Everybody really should operate under these guidelines where you have to trade with systems over discretion. How old am I? I'm 24. In simple and back testable strategies. Exxon moving. Exxon moving. Oh, whoa. Oxy going too. Don't tell the wife? About what? Less trades, more profits. Exactly, guys. There you go. You're starting to get it. Well, no, I know a lot of you guys are already gotten it, but and then once you see it, like you can't unsee it. You're like, oh, I get it now. That's how simple it was. Like that was when I first released these to everybody. One of the main things that they said was like, it's really that simple. I was like, yeah, it is. I'm excited to look through the Swing Kings. Green guy. There we go, man. Yeah, I would say if you're unfamiliar with options, go into the Day Trading Mastery course and watch that section as well. Because if you got the all-in-one access, you got the 50% off deal. That you have access to that. So it's getting bright here, man. This is what happens when you put your camera this way. Also, I don't understand why a lot of people, when they stream, they face their camera the other way and they don't show their background. It's like they just want to like take pictures of like their setup and like I'm like just show. It's cool. Sometimes though, when it gets foggy, because I live right next to the water, I feel like I live in Gotham City. Like last night, it felt like the fog was coming into my apartment because I had the window open, and I was like, "This is weird." I'm saving to start swing trading. The day trading course gave me patience and took most of my emotions out of your trading. Right. I mean, that's what they're built for. They're built to take all of those beginner mistakes. All right, now it's getting bright. We got to shut this and figure it out over here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Your view is more expensive than their setup. Yeah, it is. My view is very expensive. You're at about a 30% win rate on the day trading. You're up $3,000 for the course. Yeah, I mean that's about what it is. Yeah, dude. See, look at this. Born Departure comes in, hops into the courses, pays the fee, and is up $3,000 from it. That's 10x. I'd say that's a pretty good investment. And again, that's exactly what you would expect to see with it. About a 30% win rate. The risk to rewards are about what? Well, when you hit double TPs, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. It's solid. You just finished the Day Trading Mastery. Went over my head. I'll have to watch it over again. You got questions, man. You just asked me. Before you were at a 50% win ratio and blowing accounts. See, there you go. It's not about your win rate. It's about the combination between your win rate and risk to reward. Ding, ding, ding. Less trades, more profits, ladies and gentlemen. Exxon, here we go. $47.5% on those. 551% on SLV. Yeah, I'm up like 3.7% on the day here on this. But again, I want to say too, like I still am a little red on the week. Not much, but a little red. But again, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter because what we talked about yesterday, remember, with Well, green on the day trades, not on the swing trades. But last week, remember, the swing trading account was up over 20%. So I take a little bit less risk this week. And your performance, I mean, I can draw this out again. This is your performance should look like the setups that we look for, right? So it should look like this: up, and then slowly comes down a little bit. Unless I mean, obviously you could hit 2 crazy ones in a row, but slowly down. Then you go like this, back up, slowly back down, then back up. You want to get that stair stepping. Exxon back down. Come on. Exxon just hates sniffing that 124. Come on. Come on. When STV says you have access to him, he means it. I messaged him on charts on the weekend and I had a few questions and he got back to me within a few hours. Yeah, and that's when I was in Kentucky screwing around. Like, STV's course fits your style. Thanks, man. The only thing is when I'm confused, my mind goes blank and I can't even formulate questions to ask. Hey, man, you ask anything. Well, not anything, you know. Lost about 1% this week. Like you say, just a paper cut. Exactly. But Daily Taylor, were you on the ACB and SLV last week? I know there were a couple of others that I called that I wasn't able to take. Oh, ETN was one. ETN was a great one. We can take a look at that one real quick. This was directly from the Swing Kings watch list. If you look at this one, so this was the setup here. You have that all-time high break. So you targeted your first TP. Again, the way that we talk about at about 1 to 3 risk to reward here. You smacked that coming in through here. And then you can target like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. What did this run to the peak? I don't know, 1 to 6.75 before it ended up coming back down. That's a big winner. Oh, wait, we don't want to do that. We want to put that back up there. So that was another really good one from last week too. That would have been a shares one. ES slipping here. I mean, you do have a decent amount of these BJ key levels here and some other levels of support that you could react to. But the way this market looks, I don't know if I'd expect that to hold. Did it? Got the 2 for 1. You're excited, Joseph? There we go, man. Yeah, again, I want you guys to make sure that you are going to have all your questions answered. So you got questions, shoot me a message on Instagram and we will be good to go. VIX at 18.5. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa. Oxy. Oxy's still hanging on there. Dang, I wish I took the Oxy instead of that. Came out wrong. I do not want to take actual. I wish I traded the Oxy instead of the Exxon. Let's put it that way. Let's phrase that a little bit differently, ladies and gentlemen. SV, appreciate the tip on my funded futures. I passed my first account and waited to get your funded account. There you go, Born Departure. Yeah, I mean, I can throw the link in there for you guys too. It's like, that's the most insane. It's in the description. I have the Apex one in the description. I don't even have the other one. Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, you guys know. You guys probably already clicked the link. QQQ will be the first to bounce after 11 a.m. after Euro close. That is something that Ralph and I talk about that all the time. The Euro close moves. Oxy above 71 here. Let's see if Exxon's going to catch a bid too. Little bit, nothing crazy. 1825 typo. Oh, that's fine. Oxy back above 71 pushing. I want to see if Exxon catches a bid with it. If it doesn't, I'm going to be a little disappointed, obviously. But, you know. Vix, are you personally responding to all our messages? Oh, yeah, man. It's me. Like, do you know how many messages I get a day? The reason why I tell you guys not to message me on TikTok is because I get like some of my TikToks have like 900,000. Like there's 2 of them over 900,000 views, and everybody just messages me hi. So like I won't be able to see your guys' messages on TikTok. Like there's thousands of them in there. So that's why I say Instagram or Twitter. Instagram is probably the easiest place to reach me because it shows up right on my, like I can see you guys message me. Twitter, I actually have to look for it a little. Instagram's the worst place to message me. I won't respond. Or TikTok. Instagram is the best. TikTok's the worst. Sorry about that. Exxon, Oxy came down. Where's SLV? Above 27? Oops. There we go. Thanks again, SCB. I'm gonna head out now and go through the material. I cannot wait to see what's on the list for this next week. Green guy, awesome. That is awesome, man. Yeah, I would say, especially if you're new, and the one thing that I talk about a lot, especially in the risk management and psychology portions, is having that long-term vision. I know that you've probably been struggling, and I want to make sure that you take it slow. Again, not all of the tickers that I put out for you will even validate or even play out, but the ones that do go crazy. But what I want you to make sure that you're thinking not necessarily in terms of I want to make 1% in a day, because I think that's a crazy way to operate in the market. Trading is not fixed income, but thinking what should you be doing now to generate the performance that you want over the next year. That's what it's all about. But yeah, Plug, it's all me responding to the messages. Here comes silver again. Jeez, man. Yeah, up like 3.6% on the day. Looking good. Oh, what's this, Ralph? Oh, the Al Jazeera thing? Yeah. Moved additional middle capital region. Yeah, dude, they're escalating. They are escalating. I'd be interested to see what oil does this weekend. See you next week, green guy. You as well, buddy. You as well. Remember, guys, I'm live every day at 9 a.m. and I think we're gonna extend the streams to 11 every day now. I think that's fair. I like hanging out with you guys. It's not a crazy difference for me. I do have to see though all the other work I have to do. I hate emails. Emails freak me out. Oxy above 71, Exxon above 123.50, silver above 27. Yields are coming down hard, man. Yeah, here comes Exxon again. Let's see. What's the high of day? 123.75. It gets up there, sniffs it, and then just sells right off. That's crazy because you respond fast too. I know, guys. I try to make sure that you guys, your job's not like that. Now going to be unavailable from 9 to. Oh, that stinks, KP. But hey, that's why I send you guys the watch list too. Set your alerts. You'll be good to go. Because not everybody can come to the streams. I also don't talk about all the tickers that are on when we hit them. Yeah, but I got to get some more water real quick, guys. So give me a minute here. We're 25 likes away from 100. Thank you, guys. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, folks. Give the man a like. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Here we go on ES. Sally. I don't even want to look at AMD today. I might have to, though. Ow. Ow. Ouch. Where's Yin? I think Yin got hammered. Oh, what the Yin? What the? How is Yin down 8.5%, man? Oh, come on. That's rude. I gotta buy more of that. That's rude. Yin, you had so much potential. That's also why I didn't trade it above these levels, because it was too icky. Yin, that's just not nice. Long term's taking a hit today. I'm not looking at it. I'm not gonna look. The amount of AMD I have with that number down is that's not that bad. Your K-Web's getting added too soon. Yeah, sub 18 I'll add to Yin if I can. If I have any cash in that account, I will. I don't think I do. I must admit it, I went the whole first hour realizing I never liked. I usually do it when you first get in. Slacker. You're being a slacker. Yeah, that's just... Where's Baba? Did Baba just get obliterated? Yup. Dude. They just Baba just cannot do it. It just hates its life. I mean, that actually is probably a dirty weekly setup. Man, it's getting there. You forgot too? Ralph, how could you? How could you, man? Let's see what's going on the Twitter newsfeed. Is anything crazy happening? There's a lot less people in here today. Dude, we had a crazy amount of people for CPI. That was nuts. Did everybody just like make their money on Oxy and just leave? I guess. I guess. Oh, here's Exxon. Is it just going to sniff it again and sell off? You paper-handed Oxy? Where is it? Is it like 71.20 or something right now? Nah, 71. It's just chilling. Dude, it just keeps sniffing. Nearly 40% of U.S. renters don't believe they'll ever own a home, up from 27% less than a year ago. Right. You'll own nothing and be happy or severely unhappy. If I started trading already, I'm not taking any day trades today, but I mean, my silvers are up. I don't know what they're at now. I mean, what's silver at? Those are up. You can look at my Instagram story or my Twitter. I put out a screenshot of it earlier, but they're currently up 564%. The Exxons that I have are up 50%, which is good. Up about 3.9% on the day here. Little red on the week, but doesn't really matter because the ACB and the silvers from last week, I was up 20% on this account. So a lot of what we do here on the streams is focusing on teaching you guys kind of how to read markets and giving you guys that financial understanding that everybody needs to have. And then also the swing trades. I mean, yeah, we talk about the day trades too. Like this one from Monday was really good. Bottom tick here. This is the one that you guys all saw in the video. Bottom tick comes back up, hits first TP, which was like right around here. Chopped around all day. Then got stopped out on one the next day, which I think it was this right here, right in here. I thought this was going to get a nice rejection. It did. I was just a little early, but obviously did not follow the system. But again, risk to reward here. The risk is always super tight. The reward is always very significant. So, and then a lot of my trades come in the afternoon anyway. I'm a busy guy listening to you and taking phone calls and taking. I know. What brokerage do I use for the long-term account? I have a bunch of different ones. I can't really tell you where one of them is, but one of them's at a place that you would know. Dude, this was so funny. I walked into the bank one time and they were like, I'm like, they just like, again, I walked in like a hoodie and like sweatpants and stuff, and they like weren't talking to me for a second. They're like, yeah, whatever, kid, wait. And then I go to do something, and then the freaking manager guy just like walks out and is like, "Hello, sir, how are you?" And I'm like, "All right, man." He's like, "Would you like to open an investment account? Would you like to do this?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, like I already got it covered." Like he was like, "Oh, do you know about rates and all these things?" And I was like, "Matter of fact, I do actually." Best thing I ever did was buy a house at 19. It's a shame people can't do that now. Yeah. Also, one of the biggest superpowers that I have as being in the position I am and the knowledge I have when I'm young is seeing how people will treat me before they know like what I do and kind of where I am. It's a very interesting dynamic when it flips because it goes from who's the kid to who the hell is that guy every time. It's like a drastic shift. It's fine. Like I get it. Like you look at somebody my age and looks young like me, like you'd be like, yeah, whatever, bro. But then they start asking me questions. Oh, what's this? How about this? What do you think about this? It's a shame people can't do this now. Guys, I could do a whole rant about all right. Actually, I don't think we've ever really done this on the stream. My generation is completely screwed for a wide variety of reasons. You got to think about the social effects of the overall economy. When people talk about social issues, they're missing the main point, which is if the overall economy was in a much different place and the monetary system was different, we wouldn't have these problems. But here's kind of how you got to view it. I'm in a unique position because I hang out with these people all the time because I hang out with people my age a lot. Shocker. But here's the problem. That's literally a superpower. Oh, yeah. Next time you show up in one of those rented Lambos that all the YouTubers have. No, I would never do that. But here's the interesting thing. So the job market right now for people my age is very strange. One, if you're trying to get one, you really can't. And if you have one, you have significant job insecurity because they don't really want to keep the young people around because what they're doing is hiring overqualified people for the positions. Free SLVs up 175%. Exxon's at 21. First time I went on errands, being carefree away from the trading desktop. Thanks for all the education, Boric. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's awesome. But so I'm actually not going to pay attention to the live chat for a few minutes because I want to make sure we can get some of these points across. So when you think about social effects of kind of the macro environment and the economy, what then happens to people if they cannot afford a home, they have significant job insecurity, and they don't really know what their next move is? Well, there's a few. One, they're not going to be able to own assets, or one of the largest assets where people have typically in history parked a lot of their net worth and gained a lot of their net worth from real estate. A lot of people are living in cities now and they're renting, which is fine. A lot of people, younger people do that anyway. But at this time, like 24 years old, 25, right around there, historically, that was kind of around the time that you saw a lot of people doing two things: buying a home, getting married, and starting families. You do not see that these days. I know probably two of my close friends are in relationships. Two. So what you see is that since you have all of these effects of, okay, people don't necessarily know, and it's on both sides, men and women. The non-committal nature of people, where they don't necessarily, the uncertainty of what they're going to do next is not going to enable them to make those long-term commitments because they don't have that long-term security. So then what happens? You see society start to break away. You see all the social media nonsense. You see all of this crazy nonsense starting to happen. uh Useless spending, going out to bar, doing all sorts of crazy shit when, sorry for my language there, when all of this other capital could be parked in other places that could benefit them over the long term. So it's a vicious cycle of, you're not seeing people behave in the way that they have previously. This is a really interesting shift in behavioral finance or behavioral economic and overall behavior in society. So not a lot of people own cars either. If you're in a city like me right now, I could easily just get a cool car. I don't need one. My building here is going to charge me $500 a month to park a car that I'm never going to use. Why do I need a car? I don't. So then I'm then participating less in that market as well. But the main thing is the effects of that long-term insecurity, or the short-term insecurity, not enabling people to make long-term decisions. Those long-term decisions are important for the overall economy. Starting families, getting into the education system, all of these different things are not happening. So you're seeing society shift as a whole. What are the effects of it long term? Well, you're already seeing it in like birth rates coming down. But the overall thing, again, is not talking about the social issue. It's the cause of the social issue, which is the overall state of the market economy and everything. So when you start to see these things start to happen, I sit back and think, oh my God, where are we headed? Where are we headed? I don't think it's a good place, especially for my generation. The only thing that you could then think about is, well, costs of things are continuing to go up. And if you're between the ages of probably like my age and 40, well, they all have parents. Now, these parents are going to have the vast majority of their net worth most of the time tied up in their homes. So when these people start to pass away and pass that money down, or those assets down to the younger generation, I was talking about this with some people the other day. Their assumption was is those that money that is then passed down is going to get spent and basically kind of thrown away. I think about it slightly differently, where you could then see people actually acting a little bit more rationally and smart and saying, okay, well, am in control of an asset that, let's say, is worth between 800,000 and 1.5 million dollars. Now, with the stepped up basis on some of these different assets, I mean, the taxable obligation that you're going to have isn't all that crazy. So if you then sell that asset and you have that cash in order to go out into the economy, you could actually be a little bit better of a market participant in overall, like, not stock market, but participating in the economy. The problem that comes, though, is that if you see that be the trend, it floods the real estate market with supply, as everybody's going to try and get out because either they can't pay for the property taxes, they can't upkeep the home, nobody's using it. All of those different factors are things that you need to account for. So the problem with the generation that you see now is that they're not behaving in the ways that many generations prior have behaved, which is then going to have some unintended consequences for society the next 50 years down the road. Does that make sense to everybody? Stop swearing. I try. Let's see. You ain't lying. Too much pressure to even think about having a child. Right. How are you going to afford a child right now? For most people, you're a 24 to 28-year-old person working at a job making, let's say you have a really solid job making 120 grand a year. You're making six figures in a city. It's going to be tough to afford a kid, daycare, food, diapers, everything. It's almost impossible for people to do it. So then they make the choice as to why do it. So then they don't. But what are those consequences that happen for forgoing those types of actions that all the prior generations have? Uh, all those prior generations. That is Ralph. I gotta think through it a little bit more and get some more data points on it. But that's probably going to be a Twitter thread, and that's an example of one of the things that I want to talk about with you guys. In that kind of that newsletter deep dive service that I want to provide for everybody. You don't make that amount and you're expecting your second. Well, I'm saying, like, if you live in a big city, like cost of transportation, parking, property tax, HOA fees, like there's so many different things that people have to account for that they don't. That you think about this on a larger scale. What happens to society if people don't have children? I don't know. It's probably not good. But the thing is that, and I want to make this very clear to everybody, that's a blog topic, start a blog. That's kind of what the kind of shift in the newsletter service is going to be, stuff like that. So I think a lot of you guys are interested in it. You're only 23, turning 24 this year. In my generation, and some 30-year-old I know were not taught to care about assets or even the importance of savings. Yeah, no, it's a struggle. See, in either way, it's a struggle. But like, I'm not trying to sit here and say, ooh, look, so like social issues. No. What's the cause of it? Well, the cause and the effects are, one, things are way more expensive because of the way that the system is currently functioning. And there is no indication that that is ever going to slow down. Exxon came down, silver came back up. I mean, that's whatever. How have you been doing the newsletter? I don't get them. It's sent through email. I'm going to use a new service if we're going to do that, to make sure everybody's going to get it. I might be able to do it within Teachable. But if not, we'll have a separate thing for it, so that it's just like posted on like a board where you can just log in and see it. That's what I think we're going to do with it. It'll take me a couple of weeks, obviously, to get this set up, and I try to explain this to people too. And because people don't get it. They're like, oh yeah, the younger generation is this, they're doing that. It's like, no. You have to, they're not, the people are going to act the same in same circumstances. So if people are not acting the same, you love these talks, same reason I love the knowledge and the master courses. Thank you. But if people are acting differently, it means that the circumstances have changed. People just don't change their actions if they don't need to. Because what has worked over the last, I don't know, well, not now, but the let's say 2018, and before. Starting families, buying homes, investing in assets, 401ks. Generations that have to learn to live off the wealth of previous generations always ends badly, which is what our generation has to do. I was having this conversation this past week, and I was like, you guys had it good. Even though you had .com, you had 2008, it's like, you still had it pretty good. Like, how do you expect somebody coming out of college making 50, 60 grand a year to support a family in a city? How's that going to work? I'll tell you, it's not. The math doesn't work. Which is why when I say, and this is one of the main reasons why when I say, oh, when we think about inflation and everything, like all of us in here that we have all of these skills and know this information, we're going to be fine. But my issue is what happens to the people that aren't, and how does that have a broader effect on how everybody is going to have to live their day-to-day lives? It's going to have an we haven't seen it yet. I don't know what it's going to be. I have some ideas of what's going to potentially happen, but you don't know for sure. I don't think it's good. That's kind of the main. I don't think it's good for overall society to think that way, or to have to deal with those things. Because if everybody is worried about their financial situation, they act in not irrational ways, but they act rationally according to the hand that they've been dealt, which is again not great. Back then, you could live off one person's paycheck and afford groceries in life. Nowadays, you need two jobs and a loan to eat dinner. Yeah. There are pockets too that are a little different. Like when I was in Kentucky this weekend, like I looked at the drink menu at this like nice bourbon bar and it was like $10 for a drink. And I was like, I almost lost my mind. I was like, it $10? I remember I said this yesterday, Ralph, in that group. It was like before when I was in high school, I could go out and play on that golf course for $1 a hole. During COVID, $50. $5 footlongs? Nope. $6 for a 6-inch now. Look at McDonald's food prices. Look at the closure of dollar stores, like we talked about earlier. Where do those people go? I don't know. I don't know the solution to it. I wouldn't want to be in the Fed shoes. So, all right, we went a little longer. Wow, silver still going. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. But guys, it's 11 a.m. We're gonna be wrapping it up for no dollar menu. It's called the value menu now. It's crazy. So we're gonna be wrapping up here, team. I'm gonna throw 2 links in the live chat here before I go. The first is going to be the link to get the 50% off deal on the day trading mastery course and the Swing Kings course. The second is for all of you guys that want to hop into the mastermind before this weekend or this Sunday when the prices are going up. Remember, we take a lot of these concepts and the complex financial concepts, make it very simple for people to understand and give you that overall like college level finance education. I almost said finance. And again, obviously, we expand on the day trading mastery course strategies, the Swing Kings course strategies, and then we're going to get into portfolio creation, asset valuation, bond and portfolio theory, the Fed, macroeconomics, and things like that towards the end. So that's the second link coming in here now. I talk about it all the time with guys that make 100 to 250K to complaining. How do you think the people feel making 40K? Exactly. It's crazy, man. So that's going to be a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about on that. Silver ripping. Silver just got a bid. Well, hold on. I want to see what these contracts are up before we go. 618%, 624% on silver. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Swing Kings watch list will be out for you guys. We'll have the newsletter for you guys too. Other than that, team, great week.